my filter came out, so I'm ready to smoke it. I am not messing with it anymore. I was called out a couple times at 2 different instances for 2 different, same reason, but just different occasions. The first time I was called out, now the people that I am around, they know that I am from a very white town and that I grew up in a very white town, and they know that I just have been awakened this year, so they're aware of that. Whenever I did the first speech I did, now that I think about it, I did another speech and God, makes me wonder what I said then. But the first speech I did, it was at the commissioner's office in Oklahoma County. Passionate person, when I get into something, I talk passionately about it. And I sometimes can go on a rant. After my speech, I went back to the side and with my daughter, and one of my friends came up to me and she hugged me and she said she liked my speech. However, I said colored people. I said colored people and I didn't even realize it. But when I think back to when I said colored people, now this is not an excuse. I was literally referring to a group of people that had a variety of skin colors in their culture. And I couldn't remember their name at the time, which was actually the Moors. I was talking about the Moors. There's like, from what I found out, the most variety of skin color in a culture. So that's what I meant when I said, because I couldn't remember their name and colored people just came out. And I meant the variety of colors. I know my heart was in the right place, but still, I realized that I need to not do that out of respect, for sure. So it shocked me when I was told I said that. I was like, oh my God, I am so sorry. And she was like, it's okay, this is what I need to tell everybody on here, is that if you ever hear me say something, because I'm realizing how deeply rooted racism is in me, and without me even knowing it. Because the second one is what really not only shocked me, but actually made me cry. So what happened is, in another group of people, I was passionately speaking. I said the blacks. So when he told me I said the blacks, that's where it really hit me deep. Because one time I can see being an accident, but this time it's like, it just hit me, that just makes me think how deeply rooted the conditioning of racism is in me. Where I grew up, my mother is Mexican. My father, Caucasian. My dad is a funny guy, and he's got a good heart. But here's the thing, his jokes are typically inappropriate. And sometimes racist, and he doesn't hate people of color, but I'm sure if I have this amount of racism deeply rooted within me, he definitely has. He does jokes. I mean, to give you an example of how unaware my father is, when I first had children, he would call them losers, but he did it in a jokingly manner. And I knew he was joking, but there was just something about it that didn't set right with me. I had to ask him to stop calling my kids losers. And he thought I was being dramatic, over dramatic, and this is what I grew up in. His jokes have typically been at my expense. And I have had to learn to just let it go and not take it so personal, because I know he's joking, but it does hurt when he does it every single time we have a family function. Here's the thing also, I'm kind of scared to be around people now. I'm not going to stop, don't get me wrong. I know that I have to practice. I'm just venting my fears. I'm a very open person, and the reason why I am is because I want other people to be able, they don't have to be open with me, but I want other people to understand that talking like this and understanding and being aware of your emotions and feelings and everything around you is okay. It's normal. So many people have so many insecurities, and it's just sad because it's just a product of society. A society that has been shaped and formed and conditioned by, well, you've heard me say it a million times. Just wanted to make it clear that if I say something offensive, if I say something racist, call me out. And I understand, I realize that there's some people that, what are they called? Tone police? But I seriously need to learn, because my heart is in the right place, but I know intentions can only go so far. I learned that a long time ago. So I'm not excusing any of it. What I'm saying now, that's where I'm coming from. That's where I came from. This is where I am now. So if anybody needs to call me out on my shit, please do. Because I will be learning for the rest of my life. Prejudice is an emotional commitment to ignorance. And I am not committed to being ignorant. I could tell my emotions were like,
oh God, this hurts too much. The truth hurts.
Maybe their reasoning for not trying to educate themselves and go any further is because this feeling that I got today when I was called out, it really does hurt. Honestly, the truth does hurt. But come on. I don't know, man. I don't want to live the rest of my life the way I used to. Parents just arrived. I went up to my dad and I told him how I was called out for what I said. He kind of laughed and he goes, there's worse things you could have said. And I told him, I was like, well, I don't want to be that way though. And he goes, well, I'm not trying to tell you to be any way. Guess that's all I got to say. Tell me your thoughts. Tell me what you think.